Hello everyone, I am RexRed and I am back with another EZ3DTV tutorial today. What have we got planned for today? All seen, here is my desktop, and just for a moment we're going to play the splash screen. I'm not going to talk in depth about all the new changes. We're just going to use it and see how it works, see if it crashes, see how nice it works with a 4090 graphics card, okay? Now, the update on, I would possibly have a I'm probably not going to buy a 5090 graphics card for a long time. And the reason why is because Daz Studio, the version, the 2025 version that uses a 5090, yes, we've got it. I've got 3 versions down here in the bottom. As you can see, I have the 2025 version, I have this version, which is open now, and I also have the 4.24 beta. Okay, so these are all upgraded. If you want the 4.24 version, you have to open up your install manager and update it, then restart it a few times and all of it. And you might even, I think I had to change my icons down here, but suddenly they started showing 4.24. And when I opened it, it is very, very, very nice. Okay, so this is the way things, and I didn't have to reset up things. I didn't have, it just like replace the other version, and it is amazing. So we're going to take and put in our Genesis 9 figure. Now, figures come in quicker. I believe that's another feature. Some of the features that they've put into the 2025 version, I think they threw them into the Daz, this version. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not talking as if I'm an expert. I haven't had time. I did read like tons and tons of comments on the 2025 version and all, and so we'll see. But there's new stuff. There's scene filters. There's all kinds of stuff that I have no idea how to use yet, okay? So, but what we're going to do is just find a shape here for, let's try stands and see what stands looks like. He looks okay. Let's put some pants on stands. All right. And now let's see how he looks. Let's put some skin on him. All right. Skin. You got to have some skin. Skin. Okay, we're going to use Dane's skin. All right. What I want to do is try out the new angel wings, okay, that they're selling in the Daz store. I think they just came out last night. And I think I have them here somewhere. I think I installed them, and I am very impressed with them. I'm not sure that they have the breadth of features that the Morningstar wings have. But it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's see. What does this look like in Iray? And there they are. There are the wings. Let's see what he looks like in Iray. Okay. All right. This is very nice. Okay. Pretty realistic looking guy. And he's kind of handsome. Got some nice features. And all right, I wanted to show you guys something kind of that I found that's interesting. All right, these are new things. Okay, live chat. Anyone wants to chat, say hello. I'm here. All right, if you click on the Genesis 9 head, which would be hip with spine, spine 2, spine 3, spine 4, neck, neck, head. Okay, then we go into parameters. Head, you'll find some interesting stuff here. Notice how you have all of these like contempt. All right, let's go into here. You see contempt. It's like, really? You know, these are pretty nice, and they're built, I don't know where I got them. All right, bereft. And bored. And these are pretty nice, and all you have to do is click on the head, happy. I'm happy. Can't you tell? All right, glare. Flirting. So these are ways of just getting instant expressions. I'm not sure where they come from, where I bought them, but a closed smile. You just click on the head part. This might be a little too loud for my ears. These are unrivaled. Okay, these they seem to work. Rigor. Okay, they not too well, but some of them, the anime ones, let's see, show teeth. So yeah, there's a bunch of them that you'll find that from products that you've bought. Brows up, brows down. You ever wanted to bring your brows down because they were just placed too high? This is kind of cool. And so, yeah, amaze, jaw, side right. Okay. So these are just by clicking on the head part. Happy lower, angry upper. As you can see, I've bought every kind of expression in the world. So I have like tons of them, and they scroll just really perfectly through here. This is bad surprised. So the anime ones actually work as well. Hero, doubtful. They're very subtle. Attack. All right. And sad. Aww. And we'll go live with this sad one. And then we go to Iray and see how it looks. Aww. So yeah. So let's go here now into, let's do the sad one, all right? And then we'll go to poses. We'll go to content library. Welcome people, welcome. All right, so we go to couples, okay, poses. And we're gonna go for, now see, I don't think this will work. Despair, I don't think that will work. Let's try this. Yeah. Let's get our Genesis 9 figure selected. Okay, that's supposed to work, but it doesn't because it's the wrong one. But what we can do is undo that. We'll take this despair pose here. Then we'll go to scripts. Where is it? Favorites. Okay. Most used. No new render or SS nodes. I'll pass. The thing is what I'm not sure what you would want from a new render engine, because Iray is made by the biggest company in the world, you know, other than Microsoft and Apple, and I believe NVIDIA is on the way to being the biggest company in the world. So would you want a render engine from some little company? All right, number one, okay, and the SS nodes, I'm not sure, the SS nodes. Now this is not, we are using the we're using the old Daz. We're not using the 2025 Daz, okay? So, yeah. Random Ewok for SS. Okay, well this is the new, this is just an upgrade, okay? It's 4.24. That's what we're using. We're using, because the 2025 version is a long way off from being usable, okay? So now I'm looking for we're looking for a, not sure why I don't have it here, but a script would be utilities. Would be this one-click pose. What is it? One-click pose. Yeah. I think it's one-click pose. I think it's called that. Hi, Ruben. Hi. Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, how can you beat Iray? I mean, what do we, you know, yes, there are, and if you, Daz, you know, it's really up to NVIDIA to expand Iray, okay? So if you want features with Iray, new features with Iray, you take it up with NVIDIA and say, please add this. And NVIDIA will add these things in, okay? I asked for mirages. You know how you can have heat and light interact together and create mirages? Well, they came up with something, this black something, I don't know, black hole, whatever. I think that's what it is, but it was over my head. It wasn't something I could figure out that easily. So, pose, so we're looking for a thing here, a product that has, okay, recent first, install date. We're going to go to product ID highest first. We're still in utilities. Now there's this one here called something about click poses. It converts poses on the fly. All right, remember people. And came out with our wearables manager. I think it was before that. Okay, let's PBR skin plus. Okay, it's before that. This is what happens when I don't use Daz for a while. Face-to-face arms. One-click PBR skin. Okay, I think it was before this. Pose converter. Okay. See, when you come back from something like that, okay, pose. Let's try this. Pose converter, okay. Batch pose, okay, this is the pose converter here. So what we do is we go here into this, select our pose. Okay, we open this. Okay, there it is. There's our pose, close. So it just converted this pose from Genesis 8 to Genesis 9. Okay? So we need a bench. Save this. We're going to call this despair. All right. Okay, you following me, people? You following me? All right, so we're going to go for bench, files, default. Okay, there's our bench. And okay. And we twist this a little bit like this. Okay, I don't want to twist it that much. Okay, and we pull this in a little bit more like this. All right, how does that work? Okay. And we take this. Hi, Art! Hello! How are you? I thought I'd sing that. This is a stone bench. I'm kind of liking this one a little bit better than the other one. All right, and it's about the height that I need. How are you today, fine sir? How are you? Let's see, stone bench. Okay, we got to make this. Okay, I need a floor, so we're going to start with a plane for now. Size 10 by 10. Just to make sure everything's on the floor, let's go with this plane. And surfaces, plane, let's make it black. I think black might show up a little better, yep. Kinda, maybe, sorta. We are working, and see, this tells me that these things are on the ground. Let's now take this parameters and scale it down a bit. All right, and now let's push this under him a little bit, like that. All right, that kind of looks like he's sitting on it. Not quite. Let's take the bench and bring it up a little bit. All right. All right, that works. Okay. And we need a column. All right, let's move the bench maybe this way. And save that. Call. All right. Okay, columns. Let's find a how do you spell columns? I forgot. C-O-L. Okay, where did that go? Okay, this, oh, I see something here. This is weird, it's in the wrong, oh, it's a whole thing of them. Okay, I don't want them. How about one of them? Okay, where are you, column? Okay, this is another group of them. All right. Back to our Genesis 9 figure. All right. And all right, this might work. What we do is we take the columns and we just delete, oh, Z. All right, we move this over like this. Okay, we have a different bunch of columns. Let's see, columns. It's another group of them. All right, so what if can we delete them? No, Z, we can't. So what we have to do, I don't know that I can you can change the parent, you can't delete them, delete, no, Z, undo. All right, so what we do is we go into, and I'm not sure that these are the columns I want. I don't think they are. Okay. Chrome. I thought that was spelled that way. Column, C-O-L-U-M-N. All right, let's try this one. Okay, I'm liking that. Okay, we'll go back, go down here to the column. That's pretty cool. Okay, I think it's a little too yellow for me. So we bring this column maybe here. And back some. And go to surfaces, column. We take some of the green out of it. Some of the red. Now it kind of blends in. And we can go back to smart content. How about we move it here? Okay. Parameters. Okay. Save that. Okay, a little bit more this way. We are going to have an angel here. Okay. And now we Angus made it in here today. See these? Loincloth. All right. Okay, let's get a hold of this guy here. Which one of these is for Genesis 9? Info 8, 8, 9. Okay, now we can get rid of the shorts. Okay, there we go, kind of sexy. And here we go now. We go with save this. Now, what we could do is we're going to take and put a camera in the scene. It's about time to do something like that. And save this. And let's put some hair on the guy. I know it's like kind of early to put hair on, but hair. But something. And all right, so let's bring another figure in. New. And just passing by things I have to take care of this afternoon. Have it good. Angus, you too as well. Much progress in your daily itinerary. Okay, so we might as well put something on our angel here while we have a chance. Okay, this is for Genesis 9. What did I just do? Okay, we got that. And then let's go with 8, 9. Is that? No, we have to select the loincloth. Okay. All right, so we got to give the angel a physique. Oh, that's very nice art of you to thank Angus. Angus is worthy of so much. So many thanks. Okay, so I think I got to select the actual. We'll give him Nego shape. He might be too tall. No, that's good. And all right, let's give him some skin. Our angel some skin. We'll give him Rupert's skin. He's going to be lighter. Have a lighter skin. He's going to have rosy cheeks. This is our angel. Okay. Put him in behind like this. And let's take a look. All right, what I'm going to do is take this bench, parameters, Z scale, Bring this in like this. Okay. Genesis 2. Sorry, and okay. We'll call this angel. Well, angel, we'll call him that, and we'll call our Genesis 9 up here. Despair. Okay. And we take our Genesis 9 angel. I'll darken his skin a little bit so it's not quite so different. Okay, and save. And we bring this a little closer to here. All right, let's see what we can do with some angel stuff. Smart content. We go to default. Here we go, kneeling. All right, we've got poses, angel. Okay. Let's add the wings and find out how to add them. All right, products. Angel, there's got to be something showing here for this. All right, let's see what we have here. Anatomy. Okay, poses. Well, that didn't work. Maybe we have to go into here. Okay, that didn't work. Here we go. And okay, that doesn't work. Okay, Z. We got to move the angel around. 9. See, I'm not sure what I'm doing or if this is going to even work. Okay, so we go back to the wings. Z. Okay, back to the angel, see what happens here. Okay, that's not working. Okay, I'm just going to try to pose them myself. Bend. You know, it's not that hard to do this stuff yourself. Bend. And the wings. Wings. Right shoulder. Okay, that's not working. Right wing. Hello, unknown robot. Hello. It says I only got one person watching. So, this is all good. Yes, I have one person watching. That's what it says. But okay, so we go back to our wings. Aerial wings, okay? Translate. These are to move, okay, parameters, surfaces. Let's see. Those are our surfaces. Let's see what we have to work with here. How do we, this is not what I kind of expected to have. All right. Tip up, tip down, left wing down. All right. That's kind of what I wanted. Right wing down. And then right wing wrap. I can't tell what that's doing. Right wing wrap. Okay. Right wing tip down. See, these are like morphs, and they're not. Right wing down, right wing tip curl. What have we got here? Left wing wrap. Okay. Okay, we go back to our Genesis 9 angel. We Y rotate like this. Twist. I thought 4.2 was just some Premiere features moved into standard studio. I believe it's more than that. I believe that it's also some of the features that are from I think it's also some of the features from the filter features and all of that that are some of the new technology that they've added into the 2025 or version 6. Because it searches snappier. It's not just features. No, it's not just that. There's more. They've done more under the hood. They've made it. They've done some work with the smart content and the way it functions. All right, so, and let's take our angel here. Let's darken his skin a little bit. He just seems, I might be wrong about that, but I'm quite sure I'm not, because the minute I started using it, it was like, oh, this is snappier. This is finding my content much better. It has, they've added stuff where when I rotate things like this, this is pretty snappy. Okay, this is much nicer, and we're moving the rings. He's got hair. We got all this stuff. There could be more things in here, but yeah, they've done some stuff under the hood to the actual program. Toenails, fingernails, we want them done too. Okay, so we're gonna just take this and darken him a little bit. Just bring him down. Well, that's a little too much. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. Now, we got to find some hair for the angel. How about my deckhand hair? Okay, we'll give him the Ripley hair. Now this rouge on his face isn't working. I'm going to give the angel different skin. Rouge just looks too dark now, so we'll go back in here. Let's go back to the scene a little bit here. All right, let's go back here to typing in. Okay, where are we going here? We're looking for blink. I wish they would fix that. Blink, eye blink. See if we make him look a little bit more relaxed. He won't look so weird. Okay, now the chest hair on the angel, we gotta just kind of tone that way down. Torso, get rid of blink. Okay, full length, bring it way down. So it's just barely visible. And this guy's arm hair looks kind of okay. Now let's see. Let's take this ground plane here. Where's our plane? Get rid of the plane. And we also have in our environment options, we'll turn off the ground. Draw ground off. See, I told you it changes things, turns things on and off, and dome rotation is okay. Well, for now let's go into ultra scenery. Add some scenery. All right, now the plane. I want the plane to be flat, so we're going to go with here. Let's first create a save location. Browse, okay, go up. New folder, Despair, DESPAIR. Select, okay, now it's got a place to put the maps. So we go here to maximum altitude, it's going to be 1, -1. Okay, that's kind of there. Let's go to 2. Let's go to 1.5. All right, that kind of works. Let's see. I can't really tell. So we go to the perspective mode. Front. It's almost perfect. Let's go here. Okay, 1.6. 1.8. 9. Okay, that did it. But now we have his feet going through the floor. Down through, okay, so 1.85. Okay, you know, this would actually work still. But let's take our what do we do? How do we change this? We take this guy's legs. These kind of look long. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's do the proportional height thing on him. Despair. Let's make him just a little bit shorter. Height, where is it? Height. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that kind of works. And we'll take the angel and make him a little shorter too. I could lift him up, but we'll go with the proportional height. Okay, then we bring him up. Okay, back to our camera. Save this. And now the angel, we can take his head as well. We can go in here to parameters, and we can find brow squeeze. We can do some stuff with his face. Like this. Desire. Well, is this going to work? No, that's not working. Let's go pain. No. Where is the despair? Where's the sad? Brown. And bereft. Camera. That's a little too much. Too much bereft. Angel. Currently used. Where's bereft? Oh, bereft. Okay, save this. Now let's go back to our ultra scenery. Okay, we're going to add here, layers, biome, add. Grassland. Okay. Okay, we add some grassland. We come down here, we select it. There's 0 instances because our land is out of, well, actually there's 13,000, but I still don't think it's correct because this has got to go to minus minus 10,000, all right? Now that should put, now there's more than that, it's 20. Save this. Okay, render this. Okay, he doesn't look sad enough. So let's go with yes. Close this. Now let's add some bereft to him. Parameters. Head. Okay. And we go back into parameters here with the head. What was the other one? We had like frown or something. Fear, fierce, flirting, bored, bereft, frown. And what if we take the frown off here, him? We don't need quite so much frown on the angel. Head, bend. Neck, bend. Side to side. Twist. All right, let's take this and scale it down. Y scale. Let's just scale the whole thing down a little bit like that. Oops, not that one, Z. Save that. Edit, duplicate. Save that. Let's see what we have here for a render. We're kind of getting somewhere with this. Okay, let's take his chest hair and arm hair down a little bit too. It's just a little distracting. So we go to our top angel here. We go torso, parameters, full length. We'll bring that down some. And we go to arm hair, length. So we'll go with the width a little bit. Save this. Now, let's go to Iray. Now we won't see the grass because, okay, now what I'd like to do here is mess with the sky. All right, we're going to go here. Oh, this is weird. Okay, we're in Iray. Texture shaded. See, they still haven't fixed the texture shaded so you can actually see the sky. Takes a moment. Like in filament, you can actually see the sky. It'd be nice if in texture shaded, you could see the HDRI. I wouldn't need filament anymore because that's the only thing I use it for is to move the sky around. So, all right, render settings. So we go back to, so what I want to do is go back to Iray. And then we go to back to Iray here, and now we go to our environment options. This is actually a lot snappier than it was, like much snappier. They've added okay, well, I think I'm going to go with this, but then what we'll do is we'll add spotlight. Spotlight. Let's go out of here so we can move around a little better than that. Out here. Okay, I normally don't do a spotlight like this because I like the spotlight to light their eyes, but let's give this a try. Just to okay, and we'll go to the spotlight, lumens, we'll go 5. Here, let's see what this is gonna do. It's gonna give them like raccoon eyes probably, but 9. Save this. And we now go to our render. That's actually pretty nice. Well, I think we could kind of leave it at this. This is called despair. And we go to our render settings, render, progressive render, turn that off, maximum samples, maximum time. Let's take a look at our render hardware. All we have on is our photo reel in the CUDA 4090. Okay. That's unchecked, no CPU fallback. Click render again. right. All right, people, this is it. Okay, let's add some flowers to our grass. Ultra scenery, add. Daisies. Okay. And then we select this. We come down here. -0, 0, 0. Now it should have like a bunch of them here. Yeah, 10,000. Save this. Render this. There we go. That kind of did it. It gave it a little bit more, just broke up the grass a little bit. And now we could take clouds. Okay, we take the clouds here, cloud field, and we move it back. Then we go to the cloud field here. Surfaces. 2. Okay, I think we take the clouds down just a little bit more. Point 0.5. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, we got it, people. I think this is our scene. It is. We let this render and it's all done. I also asked Daz for more loincloths. And you know what? All this underwear and strap stuff and brassieres and all this stuff, I don't buy any of that. But what I will buy is I will buy all of the different loincloths that they can possibly design, because loincloths fit in with my kind of art. It's very angelic, it's very tribal, it's very, it's fine art. It's like when you, like the robes, I'll take flowing robes and togas and anything like that that they make. You can, Daz, I will buy it. I might wait till it's on sale, but I will buy it. I will buy it. But all this leather chaps and leather and kind of sex clothes, nah. I don't want any of that. At first I thought it was kind of I bought into it and started, but then I thought, when am I going to ever use this? It's just in art. I just put that on, and there it is. These any kind of togas and wraps, clothing wraps, and loincloths, anything like that, you can guarantee, absolutely, I will buy it. Now, male hair, I'm not going to buy it if it's all puffy and looks all kind of weird, okay? Look at this hair. This is male hair. This is male hair, okay? I'm not going to buy hair that's all goofy looking, okay? Even if it's for a male, I'm not going to buy it if it doesn't look masculine. All right? It just maybe occasionally, but rare. And what happens is I end up buying it. I put it on my figure and say, oh, why did I buy this? And so now I've kind of gotten smart. And it's like, if it doesn't look right, I'm not going to buy it. I can tell right in the promo. Now that looks a lot better. Yeah. Now, if you remember, I took these columns and they didn't match with, they had like too much red in them, and they had too much green, and this, I liked the way this looked. So I took the red out and took the green out, and it starred the blue color in them. Then I duplicated them to make them fit with this. And that's what I call, not gamma, it's when things have the right, okay, I can't remember my word, okay, but they have to have the right, they have to look like they both belong in the same world, okay, just like their skin here. The headlamp, you are very, it's very good of you to ask that, just so you know. My headlamp is off because I have a spotlight in the scene coming down on them. And I usually don't like their eyes to be, I usually like the light coming up so that you can see the detail of the eyes. In this particular image, I decided to do the light from coming down from the top and to give that kind of raccoon look here, because it's named Despair, and to give it a little bit of existentialism into it. So yeah, so this is the image here. So yes, so the headlamp is off because I set it, it's by default, I believe, as soon as you add a light into the scene, the headlamp gets turned off. And so we have two light sources in this scene. We have our HDRI, and we have our spotlight coming down. And I thought about putting some God rays in here, but you know, I would really love to see a product in the Daz store which would be VDB God rays. And I thought there was a product. I bought it, and it was something about VDB God rays, but I can't find it now. And I've searched in the store to see if I could find it again. I think there is a VDB God rays product. It's very hard to make God rays out of a VDB. I've done it before, but you have to use a grate. You have to shine the light through the grate, and so it only affects part of the God rays, and you have to change all kinds of settings and all. But I have done it with VDBs. But it'd be nice to have like some God rays. I mean, this image, I could just take it into Photoshop and add some of the Photoshop brushes that I have for God rays. They would work really well with this, but this is kind of nice the way it is, I think. He kind of has a Superman look. He has a superhero kind of look to him. His face just came out amazing. He's just, both of these guys. And this is a study, I would say the most important thing that I have shown in this video is when you click on their head, that you have all of these. If you've bought them, that's where there are a lot of expression dials, morphs, and it's important to not just use the stock expression. Sometimes if you put a pose on somebody, the Genesis 9 ones especially come with expressions. So but none of the other ones do. And I would like to also address a thing where some of my back videos where I talked about convert everything from Genesis 8 into how to convert everything from Genesis 8 into Genesis 9. I really didn't think that I was using that as like clickbait or spam. I thought I was actually showing people the pathways of bringing clothes and bringing hair and bringing skin textures, eyes, and all those things in, but some people have found offense because I used that where I said how to convert everything in capitals into Genesis 9. And yeah, no, you can't convert everything to Genesis 9. The skin has to go on a geosuit. If you use Genesis 8 skin, my recommendation is don't use Genesis 8 skin on Genesis 9, period. Okay? It just looks terrible. Genesis 9 skin has so much more detail, so much more pores, so much more, it's just a much higher quality skin than Genesis 8. Don't use Genesis 8 skin on anything. It might seem like a good idea at first, but then once you go to render, you're not going to get this kind of quality, okay? You're just not. You're not going to get the quality you need. Now, looking at this, I'd say he's a little bit green, okay? I'm going to leave it, okay? There's something a little bit, he kind of looks like a slave or something. He looks like he looks like an indentured worker. I don't know if that's a word or what, but he looks like he's struggling with his social status. Okay, so and this looks like he's lifting him up. Okay, and so there's something here. There's something deep in. There's some deep messages here. Okay. And there's also the homoerotic aspect of it, okay? So, but this is the kind of thing, I thought of putting a little bird here. I thought it would just be distractive, and what else could I put? I thought of putting some totem, like some stones with runes on them in here, and even some field rocks would be kind of nice, but I think this is done. So thank you for watching, people. Thank you for watching. I will try to be back with more exciting scene creations. If you have not noticed, yes, I try to teach stuff, but really what my channel is about is creating a scene, okay? This is what my whole channel is, and if people learn things along the way about about using Daz Studio and using certain assets and how to do certain things, that is all very good, okay? But it's about creating a masterpiece. It's about creating a very nice scene that has depth, that has layers of intellectual thought poured into it, and getting things right. Now, if you remember when I put this angel guy in first, remember, what did he look like? He was standing like this, looking into the scene like that. Now, look what he has. You see, it's taking every aspect, whether if it's their body hair, their skin tone, their eyes, and the way they're looking, their hair, the gloss on their hair, everything, that their finger positions, okay, and their hands, their gestures, every last thing, the color of, so that these seem like they're in the same world, okay? So they don't seem like these are look like they came from Egypt, and this one looks like it came from, Turkey or something. They so that they look like they come, the color, the tone of the color blends together, so they look like they're from the same kind of thing. The posing of the wings, your HDRI in the background, a little bit of fog in here so it doesn't look too detailed, okay? And just that kind of thing, so it just doesn't have, it doesn't look too sharp. It's taking down some of the sharpness by adding the VDB in here. This kind of thing, clothing, getting the clothing right, the skin tones, the right kind of hair. It's about taking all of these different parts. Now, I'm looking at his body here. He looks like he's got a little too much shine, but I kind of like it. Also, the light is hitting it, and it doesn't look like it's so much more shine than his body has. So he's got shine here, and so some shine here. It's not that bad. So, and it's also making sure, like you can see, I don't know if that's on my monitor or no, it looks like he's got a little mole right there. He's got a bunch of freckles. They've got to have those kinds of things. Your skin, don't use bad skin. You got to use skin. You got to use good skin. You got to use Genesis 9 skin. Okay, you've got to use, and there's some really horrible Genesis 9 skins, okay? There are just some really bad Genesis 9 skins. So pick the Genesis 9 skins that are really, really, like this is the Young Dane skin, or one of them is, I'm not sure which one, but so you have to use the good skins, and you can tell by how good they are by zooming in on their face. And once you zoom in on their face, then you can you can tell how good it is. But you still, and that's what I call it, gamut. It's the word, I think, gamut. Yeah, that these columns and this have to be in the same gamut. They have to be in the same world. And like, so their skin, so this guy, he's got a little too much yellow in his, a little too much green in his skin. But I kind of like it because it makes him seem like he's a field work, like he labors in the sun. This is there's something here. There's messages in this art. This is why I do this. This is what this channel is about. It's, yes, Daz Studio is my tools. The store is where I buy my products. But I put all of this, it's all about creating scenes. That's what this channel is about. It's about making a piece of art and making art with it. Very good art. And so looking like, I think the redness on his face is amazing. Okay, I think that, so looking at these things, the shadow and how his nose stands out and how you can see, and there's like a little, all of this, there's his arm shadow here. All of this is all amazing. If you look back here, you can see the angel wing shadow. It's kind of like here, like a bird on the ground. Yeah, see, all of this has to do with very important elements of a piece of fine art, okay? And that's what it's about. It's about making a fine art scene, okay? So I thought of giving him like a handkerchief or something, but, or something hanging, but it just didn't seem to. And maybe his fingers are actually going through his neck. I didn't look at them, but you can't tell in this render. So that's something I usually always fix, is to make sure that finger looks like it's going right through his, but you can't tell. So it's all good. And yeah, this is all very good. Now this looks like this. Now what I could have done was put a little bit of dirt on these, okay? Because this looks like it has kind of like, I could have made these a little bit dirtier. So those things add up to, they help things, because these just look a little bit too clean, okay? But, but it's all good, all right? This is, I thought I would just toss that in, okay? This all seems to work. I could have put a different kind of flower here, just because, you know, these are the stock flowers. Now, the things that I'm looking for in the Daz store, the things I'd like to see made for sale, okay, I am looking for more ultrascenery 2 biomes, okay? I would like to see more ultrascenery 2 biomes. If you make them, I'll buy them, and I might even buy them when they come out and not wait for the sale, because those are the biomes are really, really amazing. I'm waiting for the Daz 2024 to get fixed, so that all of these things just magically show up in all of my, I copied all of my, none of my scripts are showing up or favorites are showing up in 2024. None of my products work. The other products, with the licensed products, aren't working in 2024. It's going to take probably 6 months, at least, for 2024. I mean, excuse me, 2025. For Daz Studio 2025 or version 6, before that comes up to the level of our Daz 4 point, whatever this is, 4.24. It's going to take at least 6 months. Just like when Genesis 9 came out, it took at least 6 months before we had good skins, and before we had like where we could where we had a bunch of utilities that made the Genesis 9 figure like completely better than we had the shape generators come out. We had all kinds of hair. We had the, things clothing converters. We had all kinds of stuff come out. And by that time, all of a sudden, when the shape converters came out, where we could bring our Genesis 8 shapes and put them on the Genesis 9 head, that was it. That completely, from that point on, once that shape generator came, where I could take a little bit of Roy and a little bit of Callan and a little bit and put them on a Genesis 9 head, that was the end of Genesis 8 for me. That was it. No longer do I need Genesis 8 for anything, ever. Except for a few very weird creatures and stuff. But other than that, I never use Genesis 8 figures. Never. There's no, the Genesis 9 skin and everything is much, much better. It looks so much better in the scenes. So, yeah, it was when I could bring my shapes and create all kinds of shapes for Genesis 9 heads from my Genesis 8 figures, because I learned those heads. And I learned how to mix and blend them and create. See, both of these guys are mixes of Genesis 8 figures. They're mixes of like a little bit of Alex Capital, a little bit of like this nose right here. I can see, and so both of these guys have at least maybe 5 or 6 different heads that have been blended together to make their faces. I can definitely see Alex Capital in this guy. So yeah, this is Yeah, this is what we do here. And I can see a little bit of Roy in here. This very thin upper lip is Roy's lip. So this is how we do it. So, and then we have the new mesh grabbers. So any kind of thing that adds to the functionality of these scripts and these utilities like mesh grabber, if it adds anything that adds, I would buy most scripts and all that come out, I buy. So yeah, and the lingerie, no interest whatsoever. I won't be buying any lingerie, okay? So, and I don't really need underwear either, you know. I need loincloths, something that makes them look like they're dressed and not looks like they're in their underwear, okay? So that's, I don't need underwear. I need, you know, at first I thought, well, you know, I need some, okay? But I need some good underwear because there wasn't any. And we were auto-fitting the Genesis 8 underwear. None of it was PBR and all that. But, okay, they've come out with enough underwear. Enough, okay? But I will buy whatever kind of loincloths and togas, anything like that, I'll buy them. So as long as they look like they're made for men, all right, I'll buy them. And really done well, just like each new one should surpass the old products. So like these wings, these look pretty nice. So we got to give a big shout out to whoever made these wings. They are very, very nice. So they didn't morph the way I kind of thought they would, but they're okay. I was able to do what I needed to do here with them 100%. So I'd like to see more morphs for the wings, okay? That would be really nice too. And a lot more textures for them. So anything that comes out for these wings, whether it's fire textures and anything like that, I will buy these, anything that comes out to augment these wings. So they are very, very nice. So, yeah. All right. So I guess that's going to do it for now. And of course, really, really high quality male skins. Yeah, those are very nice too. Without too many blemishes. I mean, it's like suddenly it's like we've got like their whole faces covered them. There's like too many. There's too many of the blemishes because you can always add them later. You know, we got the blemish product, skin detailer. So you don't need that many, okay? So, and attractive looking men, it's like I don't want to morph like these, you know, kind of, you know, a lot of the male figures just don't look very incredibly attractive. And it's like, I'm not going to blend that in with attractive looking figures. You need like a lot of attractive figures to blend them together, okay? You don't take the unattractive ones, and I don't mean to be, it's just like this guy is attractive. He is attractive. You don't want, you know, unless you're really going for the kind of regular farmer kind of art, okay? If you're looking for something with attractive figures in them, you don't blend those unattractive figures in with them. So yeah, so I'm generally not going to buy them unless they're another form of an attractive male face and head and shape. So that's how that works. So this is called Despair. It's all done. Despair. We save this in my original PNG. Save that there. All right. So thank you for listening. You know, it's not that I don't, that unattractive people aren't beautiful. They are. It's just a matter of using things, because I've learned that if you make a piece of art with unattractive people and you put it out there, you get a few likes. If you make a piece of art with very attractive people like this, you'll get thousands of likes. And it's not me, okay? It's the world. It's the way the world is, okay? And if you want people to leave likes on your art, you have to use attractive people, okay? It's just the way it is. They are the ones dictating that, okay? It's not me. It's them. So you have to get everything right, okay? So lots of love, people. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have another drink of my zero beer. That was yummy. That's the closest thing I get to beer, to anything alcoholic, is non-alcoholic. So I'm going to put this up in the Daz gallery. Nobody will like it in the Daz gallery. They just don't like me. I don't know. They're all either jealous or petty or whatever, homophobic. You know, it's just the Daz gallery, really, most of the people in the Daz gallery kind of suck. So, but I do better in other places, okay, where people aren't so stuck up and snobby and whatever. But yeah, the Daz gallery sucks because I go in and I'll like all kinds of people's stuff. Oh, but they don't return the likes, okay? They have a clique. There's like a bunch of them, and they all vote for each other, and they keep themselves up in the top, and they're all part of a little cabal. And they all vote for each other. Every once in a while, somebody gets up in there. I've had a few videos go up fairly high, but I pretty much don't, I don't measure my art by how well it does in the Daz gallery. And then there's a bunch of people that won't vote for anything unless it's a portrait. Okay, because all they do, the whole world should be just making portraits, okay? They shouldn't be scenes with skies and clouds and environments. It should all be just portraits. Yeah, there's just too much. And then there's the anti-AI crowd. And yeah, there's just so much animosity in the gallery. So yeah, don't measure your art by how well it does there, okay? Find your niche audience, the audience that can appreciate your art. Take care. I will see you again in the next EZ3DTV tutorial video. And I'm going to play this splash screen, and then I will be back for a moment to say goodbye. Have a lovely day, Paul, and Art, and Unknown Robot, Angus. How are you all today? Well, we got to come back up here, see if anybody else posted here. We had Ruben today, and Brent. Brent was here also. So, yeah. My advice, people, is that version 4.24, upgrade to it. It is very, very good. It's very well done. It's fully featured. It's fully tested. They haven't put anything on us that isn't completely, that I know of, that isn't working right. Version 4.24, it's very stable. You don't have to set Daz up after you do it. It just remembers all your settings. Yeah. So my advice is upgrade to version 4.24. It's really, really nice. So, okay, and I'm going to save this, and we got it saved. And we come back here, save that, and thank you for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Take care. Much love, people. Stay safe. And I will be back. Bye-bye.